So there must be peace in Nigeria, peace all over Africa. Those headsmen in Nigeria, in Nigeria, from Mali, from Niger, coming to Nigeria to kill people, that should not be happening. There must be peace in Nigeria. The government of the country must make sure there's peace in the country, and the Minister of Defense must make sure there's peace. Those headsmen have no right to kill people. In Europe and America, they have farm for cow, for goats, for sheep. They will be on that same spot, they will be feeding. The grazing is not allowed. In a civilized society, I'm talking now, because I don't know what we are doing in Nigeria now, and Ghana. Grazing of cow and goats in the city and inside town where people are living is not allowed. It's prohibited. The Minister of Agriculture is supposed to make sure that it look for place for those herdsmen in Nigeria, because that should not be happening. Killers from Mali, from Niger, coming to Nigeria to kill people for nothing. It's not allowed. That's what crime against humanity is being committed in Nigeria. Crime against humanity, radicalism, extremism, 2018, 2017, 2016. We should not be doing that in Nigeria. When Nigeria is supposed to be a global power. That should not be happening in Ghana, in Cameroon, all over Africa. So much killing and death. That's why Africa is a big problem in the hands of God. We need to make sure that we recognize that Africa is in the hand of God. Every country in this world is in the hand of God. If we don't respect God, our country will not have peace. If we don't respect God and make sure there's peace and joy, our country will not have tranquility. Cattle cannot be grazing in a city. Open city grazing by cattle and sheep and goats is not allowed. That is animalistic and barbaric life. We should not throw our eyes away. We must make sure our country is civilized. Our lifestyle is civilized. The Minister of Agriculture is supposed to solve that problem in Nigeria. You are the Minister of Agriculture. You're supposed to make sure that those herdsmen have a place. That's what they do in Europe and America. Grazing within that the area of grazing is not allowed in a city. What are we doing now? Killing in Nigeria is not allowed. We are committing crime against humanity 2018. January, February, we should not be doing that in Nigeria. The Minister of Defense must make sure there is peace in the nation, where peace and tranquility would be there, and all those citizens from Niger and from Mali who are putting on military uniform, killing people in Nigeria, they're supposed to stop. They have no right to be doing that. Coming from Niger to be killing people in Nigeria. That's where the citizens of the country will disown the country. The citizens of the country will say they are no more for that country. People's life are not safe, when national security is the first responsibility of any government in the world. So we must build our nation and make sure we are not building our country in a primitive update or primitive time. The basics. The basic of our country updates. We are building an advanced nation where the citizens will be advanced. So advanced country we are building where there will be peace and tranquility. There's no peace, there's no tranquility now. In Africa, only killing and loss of lives. In Benue State, 2018. In Borno State, in Taraba State, in Yobe State, in Nigeria, in Ghana, in Cameroon. Only killing. When we are not killers. There's nowhere in the world that you can see those kind of things happening, where people will be killing people on the streets. It's not allowed. That is crime against humanity we are committing now. Because we should not be committing crime against humanity. We have no right to be committing that kind of crime now. In a nation when there's supposed to be democracy and peace. We refuse to build our country. We refuse to give our people food to eat or even water to drink. Muslim and Christians are supposed to live together. Election should not be a reason for killing. It's a democratic process. Election, free and fair. Election. We are not going to carry the election and the money and the power to anywhere. It's all vanity. There's supposed to be free and fair election. I see election in Europe and America, free and fair. It's not do or die. What are we doing now? We're supposed to respect our nation and respect our people's life. The electorate is part of the system, political system. We are destroying and killing the electorate now, who is part of the political system. We should make sure that we build a society that is free and fair, where they would not be killing at all because of a democratic process. Democratic process is a peaceful process. Democratic process is a peaceful process of no fighting and no killing. It's a peaceful, serious process. That is what the democratic process is all about. Because we have no right to be killing. We have a election. Election is there, a free and fair election. The real winner should win. And that's how to do it. So that's why I'm doing this movie now, the Emperor of Africa, Archbishop Prince Mike Johnson, the Emperor of Africa, Archbishop Prince Mike Johnson, the Attorney General of Africa, and Archbishop Prince Mike Johnson, the Archbishop of Africa, to help our people to build. Where I formed the African Naval SEAL, African International Criminal Court, Naval SEAL, Marine SEAL, Special Marine Squad, to make sure there's peace in Africa. Our elections are supposed to be free and fair. That way the political diagram and the political updates of a nation will be good example to the predecessors. Politics should be updated in peace, not with killing. Because this way we are just like killers in Africa now. Because the white man from Europe and the Chinese people will not build our country for us. We're supposed to know that now. We just refuse to build the country. We refuse to give our people life. We refuse to give our people social benefits. And make sure the country is built with peace, not with kill. We are not killers. We must build our nation up. And make sure every facet of our country is built on role model and discipline. That's what we need and have to do. As an Archbishop, I want to be the best leader Africa we ever had. That's why I'm right here, giving Africa the best advice. I want to help to build also with the Prince Mike Johnson Asset and Wealth Management, Prince Mike Johnson Natural Resources Management, and Prince Mike Johnson Monarchy and Democratic Parliamentary Congress. With the United States of Africa and the African dream, just like the American dream. The African dream, just like the American dream. Because I don't know what we are doing now. You have the American dream. The African dream, just like the American dream. Simple as that. What are we doing? We cannot give our Africa, we cannot call Africa the African dream. Where our citizens will have life. Life. Our citizens should not be dying as migrants. And President Donald Trump, you have no right to be calling the African people shithole. African people are not shithole. Oh. You have no right to say that, President Donald Trump. With all respect, you got no right to be saying that. You have no right to be disrespecting the African people. Level of January 2018, the United States immigration policies. African people are part of the United States with Reverend Martin Luther King, Malcolm X, Michael Jackson, Oprah Winfrey, and me. We are all part of the American dream. Black African people, the African Americans are part of the American dream. America is an immigrant nation. Every white person in America, they are all immigrants. And what are we doing now? So we must respect. The black people have to be highly respected in the United States. The African Americans are part of the American history. They make the part of the history of the United States. And we're supposed to build our country. If we don't build our country now, Donald Trump, the president of America, will be calling us shithole. Because we didn't build Africa at all. We didn't even give our people food to eat, water to drink. We are just killing, destroying our nation. When the life of our country is in the democratic process of the politicians who are there to serve and to protect the political system. That is how to do it. So we're supposed to build our country. We didn't do that at all. It's a big shame. 2018. We are still creeping in dust. When our country is lying down dying, we are doing corruption. Minister of Defense cannot make sure there's peace in the nation. Attorney General cannot make sure there's peace. That's why our country is killed. And the future generation put in complete dissolution. We should not be doing that. So we need to have, very soon I'll be in Addis Ababa, where I'll form the African Dream, African International Criminal Court, to build Africa up, and the African Naval SEAL, where every militant in Nigeria, in Libya will be killed, including every militant will be killed. There should not be slave trade in Libya. 2018, we are doing slave trade in Africa. We should not be doing that. That's why the African dream is completely killing in militancy when there's supposed to be peace in the nation. We have no right to destroy our country. All we need to do is to build the country. We owe our people the obligation to make sure they have a great life. That's why I'm here, Archbishop Prince Mike Johnson, to make a difference as the greatest leader of Africa of all time, to help, to build, so that our people will have life. And we didn't build the country at all. We are just doing corruption and fighting. Africans are great people. They should not be fight to kill, fight to steal. Killing in Nigeria. I didn't see that in Europe. It's not allowed. Killing people like that, people from Niger, from the Chad. When the Minister of Defense is supposed to kill those people on the spot and make sure there's peace with the Air Force on the air. Air Force and Army is supposed to deal with those people. Effective military system with strong military men. That's why I formed the African Naval Sea for peace, like the US Naval Sea, like NATO. Because they should not be doing that in Nigeria or in Ghana or in Cameroon or in Libya. There must be peace in Africa. And one man must make a difference. That's why I'm right here. We are not killers or thieves. We are good citizens. Like President Barack Obama, that's a leader now. Yes, we can. That's why I'm here to make a good example. I'll be right back, right here on the CNN African Business Startup. Prince Mike Johnson show right here on the CNN African Business Startup, where Prince Mike Johnson advised Africa and all the islands becoming a global nation, bringing Boeing and Lockheed to Africa, including Apple and Intel, so that Africa will become global power, all the countries and its leaders with peace. Where he formed the African International Criminal Court, African Naval Seal, African Space Agency, and all the best project economic updates in the political system is right here represented. We should not be killing. There must be peace in the nation. That's why you have the Minister of Defense, Minister of Internal Affairs, Minister of Ministers are there to make sure there's peace in the nation and tranquility. We must make sure there's peace in our country. And this way we are not good example. We must be good example. And make sure our country is built with peace and joy. So that's why I'm right here in the CNN African Business Startup to help to build. We have the African dream also. Africans cannot be coming to Europe to lose their life when we're supposed to give our people life. Like the American dream. You have the African dream, United States countries of Africa, you know, to help, to build, to help. Where rural become urban, better life for rural people. Hunger will be out with mechanized farming. All the ministers, all incompetent. Ministers cannot make natural resources and potential fabrics. We should not be doing that. The minister must be able to create a banking system and an effective political update. It's serious. You hear that minister now? Minister is serious. It's Europe. Or I saw it in Holland, in England. Ministers, they work hard. They form bank. The Minister of Agriculture must form the Agricultural Bank. The Minister of Trade will form the Trade Bank. The Minister of Construction will form the Construction Bank. It's serious. We have natural resources in Africa. The white people are coming to Africa to collect our natural resources. We don't know the value of our natural resources. We're supposed to know the value. When Africa is supposed to be the greatest place in the world, what are we doing? Africa is supposed to be the greatest place in the world. And the greatest place in human history. We just lose everything, you know. I repeat, Africa is supposed to be the greatest place in the world. And the greatest place in human history. It's serious. A good white man will say that. We just refuse to build the place. That's why I want to help to build now, because we are not foolish or stupid. We are stupid and foolish and we are proud of it. We are thieves, we are proud. We are killers, we are proud. That's renegacy and derogatory. It's unprecedented. We have no right to be doing that now. We must work together and make sure the graduates are building the nation. Any white man in the country must build with us. And that white man must be legally living in the country and building with us. That's what I said I'm doing in Europe. I build Europe for the white people. I work hard. What are we doing in Africa now? Where NGO will build multinational and the government will budget effective. With tribunals everywhere. We want to laugh. We could laugh now. We never build the country. In a fight now, we're going to fight. Oh, we lead to loss of lives. We should not be doing that. That's why I'm here now to be a good example. Prince Mike Johnson, Archbishop Prince Mike Johnson, the Emperor of Africa, right here on the CNN African Business Title. Prince Mike Johnson Show. Global.